On that line you were with when you had Rass on your line along with Glennie, you guys were creating a lot of havoc down there. What did you think of the combination of the three of you tonight?
Yeah, I thought we played pretty well. We got it deep when we could, and we grinded, and we had a couple of good opportunities that, if we keep doing the right things, that they'll start going in for us.
It's satisfying to be over 500 right now.
Big time. After the tough start, we kind of figured it out as a group, and we knew that we could bounce back, and it showed the last 10 games.
Oh, so that's why you beat the Bruins too.
Yeah, that's a big one. I think Mo was saying that we've lost the last 7 or 9 or whatever it was, but it was a big one at home for us.
Can you talk about your goal to tip in? I mean, Nick's shot. Did you're just trying to get a piece of it, I would imagine.
Yeah, and I was on the inside, and I just, went to the net, and I knew we had a play, and, Gents made a nice shot, and I tipped it.
It's another great feeling in here. Once again, we found ourselves down, and, we found a way to come back and get 2 points.
The save of the game, how did you see that play unfold?
Well, Crutchy's more of a passer, and, figured there's no way in hell that he's not going to pass the Pasternak on the backside. So I just loaded up the right leg and pushed across, and, I was fortunate to come up with the save.
At this point, you just figure you got to come up with a big first period, because it sure seems like it takes a bit of time for your teammates to get into it.
I think that tonight had more to do with the having the 3 days off. I think we got used to going every single night, and then all of a sudden, wham, you're hit with 3 days off, and you sort of lose your rhythm a little bit. But I think as soon as we found our legs out there, the last 6-7 minutes of the first period, then we started to play well.
What are you seeing in the difference in Andreas this season? You've seen him for a number of seasons, but the consistency just seems to be much greater this season.
He's a playmaker. He's a go-to guy in this dressing room, and he can. He's been tenacious on the puck. He can use his speed, to make plays, and he's been very valuable to us.
Honestly, I haven't even seen it yet. It's kind of just a scrum, and puck was just fumbling, and kind of just turned and shot. I don't know where it went, but I'm happy it went in.
Andreas, at training camp, you talked about if your ice time, if you get good ice time, you'll produce. Is that kind of what you're backing up here with the way you're playing?
Yeah, I mean, any time I try to get on the ice, I try to do as much as I can to produce and, just help the team win. But, I think, anytime any player wants to play more, obviously, it's he wants to do help the team, and that's what I want to do.
Can you talk about the obviously the slow start, but you're now a game above 500. What does it say about the fellas in this room?
I think it's just a lot of belief in each other, and obviously it was a little bit of a slow start with some unfortunate bounces and a lot of things that just weren't going our way, but we stuck with it and kind of just worked our way out of it, and you kind of see things are starting to turn, and we're playing really good hockey, so it's definitely a lot of fun.
Certainly you want to win every game, we know that, but I mean, these guys have had some sort of, I call it a hex over you, but how good does it feel to finally beat Boston?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, it's definitely a good feeling. Anytime you win any game, it's a good feeling, but for sure against those guys, it's definitely good to get it back.
Somebody asked me, Jeff asked me what you're one game above 500 now for the first time of the year. What's it? To me, it means we're one game above 500, and we got to go play Washington and find a way to win. We got to keep getting better here, keep finding ways to win, and keep putting points on the board. But I thought tonight, some guys didn't start very well, and the thing I was pumped about was. They all answered the bell. They all got better, and so that's good for them to, when they get a little bit of criticism from the coach, they certainly answer, and I think that's great.
With Andreas, is the biggest, most encouraging thing you're seeing from him maybe the consistency this season? I mean, he's even when he wasn't maybe produced or getting the points early in the season, he was doing something.
Yeah, no doubt. I think early in the season he wasn't getting points, but he probably deserved more. And I think from day one he's been very engaged. I thought his first practice at training camp was excellent, and I think he's carried that forward. He hasn't been perfect every day. None of us are. But I think he's really carried that forward, and I think he's done a real good job. And the nights when he hasn't been at his best, the one thing he can still do is find a way to score and find a way to make a play. So I think his B game's been better, and then his A game's always good.